The purpose of this video is to go over a couple features in Matlab using an example that is familiar to us. Basically, I want to teach how to write function files to do vector cross products, which should be something familiar for all engineering and science students. So with that, I want to show you the basic equation for cross products of two vectors A and B, shown in bold here with their given values. So we have a1i plus a2j plus a3k for vector A, and we have b1i plus b2j plus b3k for vector B. And the cross product usually is taught to be calculated using this method. You have the determinant of this 2 by 2 matrix minus the determinant of this 2 by 2 matrix, which has the coefficient j, and then we have the determinant of this 2 by 2 matrix, which gives the coefficient of k, which, if you want to do the determinant, these would be the determinant of the three 2 by 2 matrices. And while we go through and write the Matlab function to do this simple cross product, to teach you how to handle matrices and arrays in Matlab and how to write function files, we're going to be using this or solving this problem that I found on the internet, that we can verify our function file using this example on the internet. So with that, I'm gonna open my GNU Octave, which is similar to Matlab, and I want to start with writing a function file. So I'm going to call this function. That means this is a function file, and I'm going to call the output, let's call it result, is equal to, and then I'm going to write what is happening, or the function name, as cross underscore product, and we're going to pass to this function two inputs, v1 for vector 1 and v2 for vector 2. So when I do this, GNU Octave by default creates this end function line or command to indicate that everything I write between this function and end function is what happens whenever I call cross product and pass two vectors inside this function. So these v1 and v2 are the inputs of my function. Most functions require some input so that they can do some computations with them and output results based on the inputs. The first thing I want to do is to see if the size of these arrays or vectors that are passed to my cross product function is 3. I want to do a 3 component of vectors. To do that, I say if, and then I put this exclamation mark to make a not condition for whatever I'm doing the comparison with. So I'm putting that exclamation mark, and I'm saying if length of v1 is 3 and length of v2 is 3. So before I write the message here, let me just explain what happened in this line if basically a clause to check the conditions and returns based on true or false. We can do stuff in between the if and end if in this conditional clause. So I have length v1, which basically returns the number of elements in my vector v1, and length v2, and actually I've done something wrong in here, length v2, which is the number of elements in my input element or vector v2. I want them to be 3. So inside the parentheses here, if length v1 is equal to 3 and we put two amperands, length v2, the number of elements in vector 2, is equal to 3, this parenthesis is going to give me true. But I have put this exclamation mark right before the parentheses, so it says if the condition is false. So basically this exclamation mark nullifies or inverses the true to false or false to true. If the condition is false, then I want to print an error message saying that, should be error, both vectors, let me make it lowercase, vectors must have 3 elements. And I'm going to close this parentheses and put a semicolon there. What this error command does is it prints a message in the command window whenever we start or call the function. It prints this message, error message, and then stops executing the function file. Because it's error, that means there's something wrong with the code that we cannot continue the procedure. But if not, we go into after end if. I'm going to create 3 matrices. So if I go back to my little reference, I'm going to create this matrix, and this matrix. I'm going to call this I matrix. This one's going to be J matrix, and this is going to be the K matrix. So I matrix, actually go to line 6. I matrix, or IMAT, is equal to, it has to have 2 by 2, or it has to be 2 by 2. The first one is v1, vector 1, element 2. And then if I go back to the little PowerPoint here, 2 to 3 in row 1 for vector 1, because we're doing A cross product B. So this is the first vector, elements 2 and 3, which is this and that. And the second row I have elements 2 and 3 of the second vector. So what I can do to simplify this, I can say 2 to 3 for vector 1, and then I put a semicolon to go to the next row, and then I call this v2, again 2 to 3. So this is my I matrix. Similarly, I'm going to create the J matrix. I'm going to call this JMAT and say this is equal to. Now if I go back to my little PowerPoint here again, now this one is A1, A3, so the first row is the first and third columns, or first and third elements of the first vector, and the second row are the first and third elements of the second vector. So I call this, I can do one thing, I can say V1 1 space V1 3, or I can probably also do V2 1 every 2 steps to 3. There are 2 ways of calling these 2 elements. Then the third one, the K matrix, the third matrix, going back to my PowerPoint, is A1, A2, so the first and second elements of my first vector are the first row, and then B1, B2, basically the first and second elements of the second vector. So it's going to be V1, 1 to 2, the first row. Then I put a semicolon, go to the next row, and say V2 from 1 to 2, and then close the matrix. So I created 2 by 2 matrices, I matrix, J matrix, and K matrix, as I wanted to create. Now I want to find the determinant of these 3 matrices. So I'm going to call this I determinant is equal to DAT of I mat. So J determinant then is going to be DET, determinant of the J matrix, and then KDET is equal to the determinant of the K matrix. Now the result is going to be a 3-component vector. So that's basically going to be IDET minus JDET, and the reason for that is, if I go back to my PowerPoint, is that when you have the J component, you multiply that by a negative, so you multiply the determinant of the second matrix by a negative to give you the J component of the cross product A and B. So that I put the negative sign over there for that reason. And then KDET. Now when I put result is equal to this, that means the output of the function file is going to be this 1 by 3, so 1 row and 3 column vector or array, which is going to be the I component of the cross product, the j component of the cross product, and the k component of the cross product. Now before I can use this, I have to save this. Let's save it as, I'm going to call it, by default it's called cross product.m, so I'm going to keep it like that, and I'm going to save it right here. So a Matlab file or a function file called cross product.m is created right in this function, or in this folder that I'm working in. Now let's go to the command window, and let me first CLC the command window so I get rid of it. I'm going to call a is equal to, actually first let's try to call cross product and see how the error message works. So if I do cross product and pass to it 1 and 2 scalars, so basically they're not 3 by 3 or 3 by 1 elements, or 1 by 3 could also work. So they're not vectors, and this is telling me that both vectors must have the must have 3 elements. Let me actually change this for accuracy. And let me save it again. If I repeat my command, now my change is applied. So it's telling me that there is a problem in my inputs. Means the 1 and 2 are scalars, and we need to input some vectors there. Now let's go back to the PowerPoint and look at the example. The first vector here, x and y, basically a and b, that's the same thing. 5, 6, and 2 are the I, j, x, k components. So let me write like this. Let me call first of CLC here. Let's call a is equal to 5, 6, and 2, and b is equal to y, which is 1, 1, 1. So this is 1, 1, 1. Now C is equal to cross product A and B, and that's C is going to be 4 minus 3 minus 1. Let's check with the results. 4 minus 3 minus 1. So we were able to write a Matlab function file called cross product that can do the cross product of vectors. Like I said, the purpose of this video was to show you how you can create a function file, pass on inputs to that. We can also use this error message to make sure that if there's something wrong with the inputs to your function given by the user, you can catch that before progressing. We learned how to use the if clause to check for the conditions of the inputs. So like I said here, we're checking if the length of vector 1 is 3, or it has 3 components. Same with the second vector, and then if it's true, this exclamation mark makes it false, and if the condition in the if clause is false, it prints that error message. If not, it proceeds with the rest of the function file. For in lines 6 to 8, we created 3 vectors corresponding to the 3 matrices corresponding to the 3 matrices of the I, j, and k component for our cross product calculations. When we make those 3 matrices, we can use them to find the determinants of the 3 matrices, and then we use those 3 determinants to build a vector or an array in Matlab that represents the result of the cross product. So I hope this little tutorial was helpful for you to understand the basics of function files and handling matrices and arrays in Matlab. Basically how you call certain numbers or certain elements in an array like these, or you can also create vectors or arrays like line 7, which we use 2 different methods to actually do 1 and 3. So elements 1 and 3 of vectors 1 and vector 2.